Welcome back to Music Monday, the top musical recommendation program hosted by myself, Nicholas Thompson. It's been a while, but we'll get to my little break at the end of the program. But let's talk about the true nature of the program, the musical recommendations, the great new element of music like hip hop and rap, to electrical pop, and also some classics from the greatest era of them all, the 70s. But let's get started off with the recommendations. Starting off with Radical Optimism by Dua Lipa. This is Dua Lipa's third album, and it's been, for me personally, it's been very anticipated. Just been really waiting to see what greatness that she came up with this time. And I loved her previous album, Future Nostalgia, just the techno, electrical pop, just it was very futuristic, and I just enjoyed it. I loved it. I can't remember off by heart some of the tracks, but I just loved it was so futuristic, and it was showing what the future of music and with new technology and new techniques what musicians can come up with. And with this album, it was teased throughout the year, like with certain things. Like for example, she dyed her hair red with a social media post she showed, and it gave us like a sort of idea of what she's going for. And the starting track of this album, I think, says it all. The end of an era, which I think that perfectly symbolizes what this album's about. It's the end of an era of her previous work of Future Nostalgia, and she's moving to this new era. She talked that she wanted to move away from disco scrap sound and move into 70s psychedelic. And you can hear that with some of the hits on this, such as Houdini, Training Season, which I've absolutely loved, and These Walls are just every song on this track, every song on the track list is just a hit and just an excellent listen. What else? It's also it's a happy album. Our previous album talked about heartbreak and loss and like just how heartbreak affects us. In this album, it talks about like the joy and happiness that moving up from that experience that you can feel a sense of freedom, going out there, finding someone else new, perhaps, and you get just it's pure happiness, it's pure joy, and the sounds of the album is just excellent. I wrote down that it's a lovely blend of just different elements of different songs that just you can sort of hear some references to her previous album. You can hear some electrical pop sounds there, but purely it's like a classic 70s album, but a really good 70s classic album. I like it that 70s is became a genre for artists to pursue and like take like a inspiration from, and I think that's great. My favorite era of music is the 70s, and I like that she sort of mixed that era sound and just how it feels in that era, and she's incorporated that with this album. So yeah, Radical Optimism by Dua Lipa. Yeah, Forever by Bon Jovi. This is the band's 16th album, and it's a very important album for John Bon Jovi, the lead singer, since it's his first album after throat cord surgery. Also, I highly recommend, whilst listening to this, you should watch his documentary, Thank You and Goodnight, the Bon Jovi story. It goes into depth throughout the career from his humble beginnings as an artist to his first hit, Runaway, to where he is now. Up to 2024, and during COVID and during the last, I would say, 5 years, I'm going to say John Bon Jovi's had issues with his singing. Just he hasn't felt comfortable and couldn't get to the vocal range that he could. Well, I would say that would happen since he is getting old, and also what I love Bon Jovi. I love what is it, Slippy and Wet, Liver on a Pear, and You Give Love a Bad Name, and he doesn't, like, my favorite artist is Elvis. Elvis bellows. it's like a bellow. Sorry, the mic. It he bellows. With Bon Jovi, it's more like a war, like a lion's roar. He just shouts. The he just shouts and in anger and feeling it and emotion. He just shouts it out like a lion, and that's what I think de-differentiates him from other artists and from the era. I know that all A's or R's shouted, but that's what loved about him. And uh, from what I've listened, he's not at his. Of course, with I think he's 60s or in his 70s now. He's not at his prime. But I'll tell you this: compared to a lot of artists that are still doing music, like Ward Stewart or Engelbert or Tom Jones, he's definitely way better than what they've done with their vocal capabilities. He's if I was going to rate him out of 10 where he's at with his vocal capability, I say he's at a 7. He's not at the 10 where he was in the 80s, but he's still a good. It's still a good listen. Some of the best songs is Legendary, which also he wanted to make a song to place him as a legend and leave a legacy, and he didn't want to leave it with his previous album. He wanted to do one, and I think this is a perfect Legendary album since he's just got it. Like he's still got it, and he's just about to lose it at the same moment. And all the songs are just. You know what? Also, like I don't like when artists try to release either remixes or try to re-release. They try to make new music, but they don't really hit it on the mark. Like Ward Stewart done a collab with somebody recently, and he didn't really hit the mark. But with Bon Jovi, he made a lot of new songs. He's wrote a lot of new songs, and he's performed a lot of these new songs, like Living Proof, Legendary, and Leaving. What is it? Yes. But one also every song's got a story. Like Living Proof is just he just wrote that during COVID and throughout. He's just been writing whilst doing throat surgery and just try to get the confidence to sing again. And one of my favourite songs is "Kissing the Bride," which he wrote for his daughter. And yeah. Also, what I really enjoy about Bon Jovi and the band is the guitar element. Just that playing of the guitar is just such a joy to listen, and I just really enjoyed that. Also, I found out with my research that this was the first album in the last couple of years that has used a talk box. He used this for "This Is My Life" and live, what is it? Living on a Prayer, which if it works for those songs, it must have worked through this album. So yeah, uh, "Forever" by Bon Jovi. I just I think it's a great listen. It's not like when an artist just tries to sing like old artists tries to make new music. It's just a payout to make money. It's really good album, really different listening. It just shows his all his experience from all what he's learned and all what the band's learned throughout the years, and they've put it into this great album. Also, it's their 16th album, so they've been around for some time. So yeah, "Forever" by Bon Jovi. "Fireworks and Rollerblades" by Benson Boone. This is his first album, and I think I listen. I think I have. I reviewed uh his previous extended player Pulse for Music Monday. I thought that was really good, and I always I like listening to like new wave. This is what this was like. It was new wave. It was a bit of walk and just new stuff, and the main song on this, I'm okay. Let's just get out of the way. The whole album's really good. There's a lot of good songs. There's some that just they stick, some don't. But the best song is of course "Beautiful Things." It's got a beautiful, just sound, a story, and it's just a nice little listen. And also "Cry." Um, this album, it's got a lot of mixed emotions with it. It's got some sad songs, happy songs, and just some emotional songs, you could say. And I just really enjoyed the new wave music that was incorporated. Some good guitar elements, and I can, I think "Beautiful Things" is gonna be his like song. What I mean by that is like a lot of artists have got the song that they're known for. Like Elton John's known for Benny and the Jets, I think. Yeah, or uh, Rocket Man, or like Elvis is known for That's Alright. This is, I think, Beautiful Things will be his known song. Like folk will know him from this song. Like when you play this, I've heard this on the radio. I didn't ken he sung this, but yeah, but if I hear it, I'll know it instantly. It's gonna be one of those instant hits, I have to say. So yeah, overall the album is good. I would give it a listen. It's just a nice listen. If you just want to listen to something, just listen to it. But the main song, "Beautiful Things," I highly recommend. A lovely song, just about. I think it's about love. I think. uh, Listen, I'm just telling you what I think. There's music. Listen, anyway. "Beautiful Things" from Fireworks and Rollerblades by Benson Boone. I think I'm pronouncing his name like as usual. Um, I'm incorrectly pronouncing names. It's not like Music Monday if I don't say anything incorrectly. So yeah, "Fireworks and Rollerblades" by Benson Boone. Beautiful Things. I really think just go to the album, listen to that. It's a perfect song. So yeah, uh, BRAT by Charli XCX. This is her sixth album that she's produced, and I have to say, I no really like. I don't really have anything to say about Charli X. She's got. I like her music. It's very different. It's very, just very out there. But as for this BRAT, I heard it's been memed a lot. We'll get to that at the point. But from what she stated, she said this album is her most aggressive and confrontational. And I have to say, you get that sense when you listen to it. Some of the songs like 360 is just very aggressive and in your face about about the album. Also, she stated that this is her most personal album, but not in the way that artist says. I don't know what she means by that, but like this is the closest to her. Like she feels more related with this piece of work than she does previously. It's a mix of E-pop, hype pop, and any other types of pop that you can think of, like except for K-pop. um, and yeah, some of the songs, of course, 360 is the main song. Club Classics, Rewind, I really enjoyed that, and it's like what I was listening to. It was like listening to a wave, like when you listen to, like I understand that she's massive with like the club culture and like clubbing, which I'm not really well known about what that's all like, but um this sounds like this album, all the songs in this sounds like you could listen to it in a club. Like it's just a great joy to listen. It's headbanging type music, if that's still a thing. Um, um, she stated that also that listen to this. It's like listen to a conversation between her and her friends, and you get that in a bit. Like you get some of that somewhat. Like you get in her perspective on certain things. Talking about what I just mentioned, this has been memed a lot. The album cover is the thing that everyone's talking about. It's BRAT, and it's in a green background, and it's black writing, and it's in capital fonts. And the reason I thought to myself, like, I've got the Crash album, I've got it physically, and it's a great album. It shows her on the car, and she's been like hit into, and she's all bloody. And I was thinking to myself, why hasn't she done like incorporated that type of exposure to that type of cover art? And she stated that she doesn't now, that she doesn't really she feels like it's misogynistic just putting her body on an album cover and putting it in a sexual position, and she feels like it's misogynistic and boring. And I was looking through my Spotify, and I was looking through all like the artists, and I noticed that a lot of artists are using their body as a way to entice the listener to go and listen to their work. And I noticed that. I also noticed something. I've not noticed anyone mentioning it at all, but I wanted to listen to some of her previous work, and when I was looking at it, I see the album, like the album cover, and then I know what I'm listening to. She's changed all of her work, all her album covers, to the font and layout of BRAT. So I have to say that is some like out there changing like her like what do you call it, her person, not her personality, but like her way of like albums. She's changed all it to the way of BRAT. Hopefully she changes it back because some of the album covers are pretty cool and great. Um, yeah, she just wanted to make an impression, I think, on the listener, and I have had like an impact listening to this, and I just loved it. Just love that it's just so out there, and I think it what she's done really in her own way in this album. She said, "I'm here, I'm different, and I'm want to make a difference," and I think she has. And again, I love club classics and I love Rewind. They're my two favorites. I did like 360, but it's just I don't know. There's something about it I just personally didn't like, but um again, Brat by Charlie XCX, and yeah, it's just a great. So yeah, Silence is Loud by Naya Archives. This is her first album. I got to say, I was a bit worried when researching her career. She's most famous for being a DJ down in London and the club culture down there. If you don't know, I'm not. I don't live in London, but in that area that she's famous, and I was a bit worried because I don't really like DJ music. I don't like the idea of beats and just technical stuff, just making sound, and there's no story where. What I like about music as a whole is the story. It has something to say, such as like songs. Like um, I like when listening to a song, it takes me on a journey, an adventure of some sort with the artist to express their feelings and how they feel about music, and DJ doesn't really do that, and I sort of felt like that missed the opportunity. With this new generation, I think they tried to turn it around to make it appealing towards younger generations, such as myself. And I have to say, my worries were at a wall because I really enjoyed this album with some of the great hits such as Cards on the Table and Unfinished Business and Crowded Rooms and Forbidden Feelings. Um, it does have that element of DJs, such as the beats and the technical stuff, but it also tells you a story, and she's also singing, which I think resonates with my my taste and what I like. I like listening to someone sing and just yeah, and I think this will resonate with a new generation of people going out to clubbing and uh with friends and dancing and headbanging to new tunes because it tells a story whilst you're enjoying yourself with your friends. And again, I stated that all DJ music roughly is the same. It's just all tilt and like done in a different way. The beats are in different orders depending on the DJ's techniques and setup. But if they continue with hold on, if they continue with telling a story whilst doing the setup and that, I think it'll resonate with a new generation and people like myself, and it'll tell us to go out clubbing and dancing with friends and enjoy ourselves because it tells a story whilst we're having fun, and what and we also get some perspective of what the DJ is saying. But so yeah, this is Silence is Loud by Near Archives. So yeah. It's Only Walk and Roll by the Rolling Stones. This is the band's 12th album, and sadly the last album with guitarist Mick Tyler, uh, because he wanted to leave due to personal reasons. Also, this is the first album with replacement for Mick Tyler, Ronnie Wood, who is now anonymous with the Rolling Stones. He's like, if you think of the main members, you think of Mick Jagger, Keith Richards, and Ronnie Wood, and I can't remember the member, but yeah, these are usually the three people you think of. They were producing this album. Oh, and it's the first album being produced by the leading members Keith Richards and Mick Jagger, and they produced this album after the '73 Europe tour, and they were hot off the road and they were ready to make new stuff and new material. And I have to say, I've been getting into the Rolling Stones. I've been listening to all the stuff, and I think this is where I'm at in the timeline. The furthest in 1970, yeah, 74 actually. And I have to say, the albums aren't great. Let me explain. They have individual hits within the albums. Like, they have great songs, like Sympathy of the Devil, my favourite Point Blank, and Jumpin' Jack Flash. And yes, these songs are great, but as an album as a whole, I just didn't like them. But this album is another story. I really enjoyed this album. It was a very rock, funk ballad of just rock and roll, and I really enjoyed that. Because what I didn't like is they would like have maybe two rock songs, and the rest of it would just be mixed up with different types of stuff. Where I would like example, Kiss. If you listen to, I know that's a stupid idea, but all throughout the album, maybe 8 out of the 10 songs are all rock and roll songs, but two songs would be like maybe ballads and love songs and stuff. But this one's got a massive majority of rock songs. Some of my favourite songs. It's only rock and roll, and I like it. If you can't walk me, and what was the other one? Luxury is one of them. I just really enjoyed this album and just enjoyed the atmosphere around it. And it's one of the only albums that I listened throughout with the Rolling Stones that I really enjoyed. Like I enjoyed all of it. There was some, they experimented with blues. They wanted to mix three genres, and I think they done it good. And they mixed like blues, walk, and funk, and put that all together. And that's usually their blend, is they take all of that and make an album. And I think that works with this example. And again, just said the reason why I like a great example is I really hated the most recent album. I just didn't like it. I think I maybe liked the first song, "Don't Get Angry with Me," but the rest of the album was just bitter. I just didn't like it. It left a sour taste in my mouth personally, and I just went back and say, let's see what they've got that's really good. And again, the main song that's really good is "It's Only Rock and Roll," and I like it. And uh, what was the other song that I've yeah? So there's some good songs in here. There's maybe two ones that are weak, like Next Time You Say Goodbye, I think's one of them, the weak ones. But overall, great album. Again, it's Mick Jagger, it's the Rolling Stones, so yeah, it's a great album as a whole. It's just I hope that they have. I haven't listened to all their stuff yet. I'm going to continue to listen to more of their work, and hopefully I'll change my opinion after this. Like, hopefully there'll be more albums that are filled with all good hits. So yeah, um, that's it's Rock and Roll by the Rolling Stones. Timeless by Meghan Trainor. This is a six six. I was about to say fifth. Sixth album. I want to talk about her two previous albums because there's an interesting story about that. Her fourth album, Treat Myself. I understand that didn't get much of a success, because live, like it didn't have like much live performances because of COVID during the time, and also afterwards, during COVID and like the last couple of years, TikTok has gained fame, and a lot of artists are getting recognition on TikTok with their music. And I understand her fifth album, uh, her music's always like sweet and cloudy, like it's more like a marsh, like what was a number one hit? Like I'm trying to remember. I Made You Look, which everyone loves. I even like it. I like listening to it when I get a chance. Uh, and her fifth album she dedicated to produce and only for it to work around TikTok. So it was only meant to be. It was all dance music. And uh, again, I haven't listened to the fifth album, and but I understand she's trying to pursue this career to make like lip sync dance rhythm songs. And that's if she wants to do it, that's her choice. But uh, I generally like when she makes like good, not good stuff. But anyway, again, this is a good album. I think she's just now really took to the idea of TikTok will make her career flourish, and a lot of the songs in this are like TikTok songs. They're like only meant to be played like 5 seconds, and they're just like the like cloudy rainbow type stuff, and this has got a mix of e-pop and like hyper, not hyper pop, but it's just really happy. Like it's a cloudy album. I think that's all really what she does. Some of the good, there's only really two good songs I think, and that's "To the Moon" and "Crowded Room." Crowded. Sorry about that. Crowded Room. And I like the sound. It was sweet and it fun and joyful. That's what I really got from listening to this, and I think that's really what it is. It's just like a very happy album. If you're in a bad mood and you're upset or you're just not in a good mood, I think this would be a good album to listen to. Timeless by I can't remember her name. Megan yeah, Megan Trainor. So yeah, if you're in a bad mood, I highly recommend this. So yeah, um, that's it for the recommendation of albums and music part of Music Monday. Now let's get into the last bit, the week parts, the week of. Well, anyway, starting off with the album cover of the week, with what I've listened to, what I've discussed within this episode. I think there's only one. Brat's definitely not in my top three. Again, I think she should have. Charlie XA could have done some with that album cover. I just didn't like it. It's just a bit bland. Everyone agrees with me. It's bland, and it's been made a joke of. I'm not making a joke of it. It's just I didn't like it. But there's one album that I know that's in it. That's number one, and that's "It's Only Walkable" by the Rolling Stones. The album depicts the Stones going down the stairs with all these followers behind them, and it's the way to describe it. It's like a Greek carving, or it's like a religious, like these disciples are following the one of the biggest rock bands in the world. That's what I saw and felt looking at that. Benson Boone's album cover is good. It shows him actually with wearing roller skates, and they've got fireworks tied to them, which is funny. The name of the album, it's a literal term. Bon Jovi's Forever, not really a good. I didn't really like that, and the other two again, I just didn't like. So, "It's Only Walk on Wall" is the album cover of the week. Now, the song of the week. The song of the week, it's a wearer. It's a wear one. It's very rare. It's "One on Ice" by Billy Joel from the Bridge album. I really enjoyed this song. It's been stuck in my head. There's two songs. There's only one song that's stuck in my head constantly, and that's "Delilah" by Tom Jones. But this song is actually put that. I can't remember what that sounds like, but this one's stuck in my head. I like the fast pace of the album because it's about you not making any progress. It talks about this man who's one on ice. He's not getting any traction. He's just running, and one of the best parts of the song is whenever I put a fire out and then a building's burning down. It's a rat race, a rat, it, a rat race, human race. It's I just I've been getting. I love Billy Joel right now. He's my favorite artist at this moment, and so yeah, of course I'll say that. Yes, and that's really it for Music Monday. I'm going to just. I talked at the beginning of this that I was going to talk about why I've been away and why I haven't been doing this. And I will explain. I'm pursuing an education at the moment, a college education, and that's really for the last few months took a lot of my time, and a lot of my like focus has been on that to get the work done and the tasks. The only way I would get all of that done is if I put some of my projects behind, put some of my projects and my ideas on the shelf for a while, and that's what I've done. Luckily or happily, I have done what I have to do this year for my college education, and I'm now back doing this. I really miss Music Monday. It's my favourite program out of them all, and I'm just glad that I'm able to come back and do it. And just also, the annoying thing about it is I've missed a lot of good stuff, like Ariana Grande's like uh, uh, one of the songs that I really wanted to talk about with you guys is Cowboy Carter, because I absolutely loved that album. It was the best thing I've ever heard in the last since Renaissance, and sadly, it's been months since that was released, and I don't really talk about stuff that's been months in release. Usually, it's so yeah, but this will hopefully continue. Uh, I'm on a break at this moment, and with this break, I'll just continue making Music Monday. Hopefully, you are still interested in it. It's the top musical recommendation program in the world. It's the only one, I think. And yeah, that's really why I've been on a break, because of that, and just focusing on the college work. So yeah, but I'm back, and I'll hopefully be staying back for a while. Uh, Thank you for all who's been listening at this point. Um, keep keep tuned or followed. I'm not sure how. Keep keep either liked, or I don't know how you continue listening to this, but just keep on it every Monday. Music Monday will be back. There might be some spin-off projects in the future. If you want to know about those, it'll be on my socials. You'll find my socials somewhere. So yeah, this is Nicholas Thompson, and this is Music Monday over and out. Thank you for listening.